If there is someone that should believe in you first, it should be you. Don't expect anybody to believe in your plan. Sometimes the plans might be so scary and you don't even know how you're going to execute them, but believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself intentionally, knowing that if there is one person that has to succeed in this plan, it is me. If there is one person that needs to succeed in this region where I am, it is me. If it's one person that needs to go, it is me, right? You need to believe in yourself wholeheartedly. No doubt, no shaking. Sometimes the shaking can come, but reassure yourself. Visualize yourself already doing the things that you intend to do and already being where you want to be. Visualization brings your goals closer to you and makes it easier for your goals to be achieved. So don't feel crazy if you're visualizing it. Sit here and visualize it. If I tell you the kind of things I do visualize, sometimes they are scary, but I know I am believing in the goal because again, at the end of the day, I am not only believing in it, I am trying as much as possible to make sure that I'm putting the effort to do the things that I can do on my own side and leaving the rest for God, for those that are believers, leaving the rest for God, right? But you must believe in yourself. Don't expect anybody to validate you if you've not validated yourself. Don't expect anybody to believe you. Not even your mommy, not even your daddy, not even your sisters can believe in you without your own permission. Energy is contagious. If it's just positive energy that is rooming inside of you, majority of people around you, they will start feeling that same energy. But if you're full of doubt, full of uncertainties, full of discouragement, full of, okay, that is what happened to this person, and therefore I know it's not going to work for me. Who said that? Somebody's goal, somebody's experience should only teach you a lesson, but don't take it and print it on your face and be like, this is how my own is going to be. No, that is not how it is. You are different. You have a different destiny. You have a different life. You are a different person. So let any other person's experience only teach you to become better and to avoid some mistakes instead of it discouraging you from taking the step. And the reason why I actually connected this to believing in yourself and finding a way to work things out is because if you believe in yourself, but you don't find a way to work it out, at the end of the day, they believe you know when you've beautifully visualized something and it's already the nature is already orchestrating it towards you, but you need your own effort. There is something that your effort now comes into play and beautify it and actually brings that thing into actualization. You need to put in the effort to get it done. And effort is not as hard as it sounds, really. Effort is not that difficult. What is effort? For example, okay, what is the situation of medical sanitary nursing at the moment? Can you give an explanation of that? And based on your current location, how is medical sanitary nursing currently being done? How is it? That is the first question you need to answer. And this first question, when I talk about first question, is to show you how you're going to be looking for ways to actualize that plan that you've already visualized. What is the current situation in your region? What is the current situation of medical sanitary nursing globally? You need to know that statistic. You must know it to know what is currently happening with medical sanitary nursing in your region globally, where it is going to 10 years, in 10 years' time, what would medical sanitary nursing be? And again, you know, AI is coming and disrupting a lot of things. How is AI going to aid that specialty? How is it going to disrupt that specialty? You need to understand those things, right? The people that do share value or people that do share something that is very, very like first-hand raw value, they will never come on TikTok and do a 1 minute video. When you see people doing a 1 minute video of something, that is a summary that is just extracted and they are presenting to you. But if you want to be a 1% professional, you need to dig from that raw value. Very important. Your goal is not to take or to enjoy from the one that somebody has summarized, refined, and brought to you. Try to find that raw value, the one that has not been refined, the one that has not been summarized. And there is no way that you will ever go to TikTok and you will see people I'm talking about high level professionals explaining such concept in a 1 minute video. So if you're someone who doesn't love reading, you have to start considering what about YouTube video who are talking about nursing and medical sanitary nursing. And if you just research it on Google, if you type on Google, 5 top university globally talking about medical sanitary nursing, they will give you a list of those universities and their recent articles. So to make it not to make it overwhelming for you, you can say, okay, my plan is every week I'm reading one article. So take for example, this is February that has just started, and you say I'm reading one article a week. So in the end, in by the end of February, you should have read 4 articles. By March, you should have read 8 articles. By April, you should have read 12 articles. If you read 12 articles, perception about nursing, your perception about your industry, your perception about your career will change, because now you are enjoying from experts that have actually been there, they understand it, they've done the research, and now you are getting information from raw value. Like I always insist, raw value, not the refined one, not the summary one. For example, for me, when I want to do a video on Facebook or LinkedIn, I just do sometimes I want to edit that video to be the 1 minute 30 seconds interval. At the end of the day, I keep editing. Maybe the previous video that I recorded was like 3 minutes or 4 minutes, but I can't post that whole thing. So I just do a summary and try to squeeze it. And when I started creating videos online, I came to understand that it is very important to really have information of data from the source. Because, when I come to squeeze it now, there are some points that would have helped, anybody. But now I need to squeeze it to meet that requirement, isn't it? So at the end of the day, I'm not giving you everything. I'm just giving you a summary of what it is. Or take, for example, even writing. Sometimes I write and people are like, going to read from that source. It is even more important. It helps you, it helps you, it shapes your mentality. There is something it does with your brain. And in the long run, your tolerance for long articles, your tolerance for long videos increases. When you just start at the beginning, you'll be like, oh, this is just too much. I just can't do it. 30 seconds, you're already drifting. But if you keep doing it, in the long run, you'll see that you're able to read a long article, understand it. Hi, Maxwell. Thank you for in your own country. What you want to be doing is take advantage of other countries. Read. What is Harvard University talking about nursing? What is it that I can do to get where I want to be? So it is very important to have that plan. Is there any comments again? Okay. Yeah. So it is very important to have that plan. And the third, make it a bit better. And that is the third mistake, is thinking that all that you've learned from school is all that is needed to be an excellent nurse in the real world. That is not true. And you will never, if you have that mentality that whatever they taught you in nursing school, whatever you learned and until your graduation, that is all that is required of you to start off as a nurse. That is not true. There is a lot of work that you have to do for yourself. Take, for example, if you are studying, it's just 3 years, isn't it, for diploma and 4 years for BSc in Cameroon, most especially, right? Okay, in those 3 years, how many internships do you get to go? How many, like when you go for internships, how many real in? I'm not talking about standing and watching, because standing and watching is one thing. Actually participating and doing it hands-on is another thing. It is important to stand and watch, but it is more important when you are able to do it by yourself. How many times do we get that opportunity to do it? Again, everything that we are having, the things that they teach us and how we are equipped, it is not always everything that we need to perform excellently. And looking at how our world is getting digital, how many times is like the digital aspect of nursing being taught in schools? For one, I remember when I was doing my BSc, I think we had a course that was nursing informatics. And that was just it was a 1 semester course, and it was just a bit of nursing informatics, and that was the theory part of it. There was nothing that was practicable. When I tell you, oh, this is how electronic records do work, and even actually bring an example to show us, we play with those devices and stuff like that and get to understand what it is. We didn't have that. It was just the theory, just telling you. And so it sounded like something that was so fictional. It sounded like something that was never going to be realized, especially with the electronic record things. But it looks very different now when you look at it and you're doing a care plan and you feel like, oh, okay, this is the electronic records that we're talking about. So look at aspects like that and how to use digital devices for your own good. There are different places that do still use the manual monitoring devices for vital signs, but there are places that are using the digital devices. So, and those devices are completely different from each other. Are we able to know that? No. Do we have simulation centers that can actually teach us all of those things before we get into the real world? No. So that is to say that we still have a lot of work to do on as individuals. We don't have to rely solely on what is being taught. We have to find a way, even if it's once in a year, to attend events, attend conferences, and just attend something that can add more meaning to your career, can add more meaning to your nursing, that can information that can challenge you, strategies that can help you. We need those things. Um, it is not something you decide to or not have it. It is a necessity. If you're someone that is intentional about your career and your growth, you need to have that you need to run away from. You have to face them later on. So it is very important that we have that at the back of our mind before you get angry with your lecturer and start saying, "Oh, my lecturer didn't teach me this. They didn't teach me this." And I remember when we were doing our first year internship, we had students from there is this school at my angry and thinking, oh, we are so back, or the things that we already knew, like, oh, we are ahead of you, we know this, but you don't know that. But that is not it really. That is not really what it is supposed to, how it is supposed to be. You know, you can't depend fully and start being angry and say, oh, my lecturer didn't teach me this. I wasn't taught this. Oh, I spent all of my money. I wasted my time in this particular institution. If you have it at the back of your mind that they will never teach you anything, everything, you will not get frustrated with time. Really hard. Let me read the comment. But I've not really had the opportunity to find one. It also depends. Like most of them, it could be virtual, and others. But if you don't have the opportunity to go for a physical one, attend it virtually at the comfort of your own home. Yeah. So it is very important that we always find a way to improve on ourselves. You know, we